Day 149, Saturday night, 1:21 a.m. Honestly, at this point, I do not know how I've been doing it this long, but we're still on the grind, man. So today, first of all, if you're new to this is the journey. I document myself every day building my business. We're doing LBOs. We're buying businesses using leverage. So we're trying to find deals right now. We have a board of directors. We have a term sheet from a bank. So it's basically where we're at. And since it's Saturday, I couldn't hit cold calls today. Yeah. Today, one of my direct family members got married. Someone within my family, like not a cousin, like someone in my family. And I had to go to that today. So that took up most of my day. But I went to this wedding, and this is an Arab wedding, So I'll I'll get into the details of like how that works and how it's different than like other weddings. And I'll explain what I did for offense and explain how I feel so far within the journey, within the days, and what the plan is so far. So after the wedding was over, everyone went out to eat together, and I told them, okay, I'll let y'all know, like blah blah blah. I went straight to the library, like my local library, because I heard that you could access some really good information in libraries. So I go to the library. I've never been there before. I literally have never been to a public library. I've been to like university libraries and stuff like that, but never ever a public library. So I'm going in there. They close at like 6-ish. I'm getting there around like, I think it was like 2 or 3. And I'm looking through their access to like their database. They have so much insane information in libraries. And there was this really useful directory. It was more useful than any software I've used so far. More useful than Apollo.io, Seamless AI, Lucia. All that stuff is literally garbage compared to what I found. Like I found this crazy database filled with information. And if you don't know what's going on, basically we have this thing. We're at 11 right now, which is the amount of owners that have rejected me so far for selling their business. I've done more than 11, but ever since I bought that little tool, I've only spoke with 11. So out of around 300 to 400 cold calls, 11 rejections. So just gotta hammer the phones, man. I think the number one thing I gotta do right now is hammer the phones. And I could hire people to like on commission to like kind of like find me deals as well, just to speed up the process. Like, man, 150 days is crazy. We need to start like maybe looking at the strategy. But listen, I'm excited to hit this list. And they told me in the library that I could access these databases from my house. When I got home, couldn't access them. So I need to find times to actually like go to the library and just use the directories. The one thing about it though is that I couldn't find like direct numbers for these people. But nonetheless, I'm gonna hit it. We'll see how that goes. And I'll speak about the wedding. So with Arab weddings, it's very similar to like normal weddings, right? Like at a church, like normal weddings, like at a church, like they walk down the aisle, the father gives the daughter to the husband, blah blah. But with an Arab wedding, it's a little bit different, right? So they walk down the aisle, and the daughter takes a seat, and the father goes up to this table, right? The table is kind of like where the priest kind of stands and they say their vows and then they say I do. It's kind of like that, but the father goes up, there's a table, and then the husband's at this table, and they're like, the I do part is between the husband and the father. Like they both agree, like, okay, I'm trying to marry your daughter. Okay, you can marry my daughter. And then they sign like a paper. And then they're married. There's no I do's from like the daughter's side, which is kind of like, it makes sense. Like the father's giving his daughter to another man to be responsible for her. So it's like, I'm responsible for this person and now you're taking responsibility. So we're doing a transfer. So it makes more sense like that, honestly. But man, I hate small talk. I'm not good with small talk, man. Like, um, I just don't enjoy it. Like, okay, I could do it like normally, but I don't like it. Um, Talking about wearing a suit. So a lot of people today they'd wear suits, but there's a lot of different ways to wear it. Like, let me show y'all this thing over here. I don't know if you ever heard of or seen one of these. It's a little cuffling. And the way it works is some shirts, like they have a hole like specified for these things. And like you put it in the shirt. And it kind of like stands out. So you could be wearing like a really subtle suit. It could be like black and white. But then you have a nice cuffling and you have like pocket square that's like polka dots. And next thing you know, you're standing out. So like most people that wear suits, they won't have it tailored. They won't have like the little like clip on for like the tie, or like they won't wear a tie, or they'll wear regular shoes with it, or the sleeve is too long, or it's not tailored to the waist, right? There's a lot of different or they won't have like a pocket square, or like the colors won't match, It's like I went there, a lot of people were like complimenting my suit. And the way you dress, man, like it does a lot for you, man. It really does. I was walking around today, man, like literally I had a guy when I was just walking normally. This guy is driving his car. He's driving, he stops and reverses and puts down his window. He's like, "Man, you got a sharp suit on, man." I was like, Thank you. And I'm still walking. And he's like, "Where'd you come from? Like, what are you doing? Where'd you just come from?" Deep down, I wanted to be like, none of your fucking business. But just because I was like on the move, like I didn't care. I was like, I came back from a wedding. I do dress up all the time, similar to the way I did today, but I legit was coming from a wedding. So, but with the Arab weddings, you have the day you're like signing the papers, and then the day of the wedding. The day of the wedding's tomorrow. But I'm not gonna lie, just one day, which is today, puts you off track. Like, I didn't work out. I didn't wake up super early. I didn't go to defense. Like, I had to take off because of the whole thing. And even offense, like, I don't want to blame it too much on that. But, man, we need to get some fucking results at this point, man. We need to get something. I've been looking on market recently. I've seen some solid deals. And I've been going back and forth with emails with these brokers. They don't work on the weekends, man. I think the greatest thing is just if I could like replace my job for right now, that'd be awesome.